clippity clap, chippity chap. Yakety yak, don't talk back. He was a one-eyed one on flying papa people leader, one-eyed one home flying papa people leader, one-eyed one home flying papa people leader. Sure looks good to me. You do one of those songs now.
No.
Every time we do it, Ash starts singing it. She can't stop. She's just like, yeah, God, get me in that
Gotta
groove.
get that cold open in there, baby.
Gotta get that cold open, baby. Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
This is why we've been together as long as we have.
Oh, it's ridiculous. The things that we do sometimes when no one's watching.
Yeah.
Do you
welcome to Real
yeah.
Awkward.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Pop Culture Podcast. I'm Amanda Knickerbocker.
I'm Andy Case.
This is our show.
You've came to the right place.
Wow. Yep.
I wonder if you did this by yourself, if you would enjoy it as much.
I absolutely would not. This would be the most boring thing. I know.
No way. People would dig an Amanda-only episode.
It would just be me ranting about random shit.
You should just be in the middle of the table like it's a freaking Gettysburg Address or whatever.
Oh my God.
And you're just...
It would be like, yeah.
You just be like...
People who walk in front of you at the grocery store, hurry up! Don't take up the whole lane. Let me through. That's what it would be. The whole podcast.
All right. Funny enough that you said that. I actually have a pet peeve. What is up with angle walkers? So
What?
those are the people that the shortest point from A to B is a straight line. And for some reason, when you're driving your car through a parking lot and someone decides to cross the road, they don't just go right across. They do this weird angle thing as they're trying to get to the door or to their car.
Uh-huh.
And you're you have to wait an additional time than if they were to just cross the road, then get to their destination.
Sure. They slowly mean.
And Ash and I will be
they don't
driving.
Give a shit about you.
No, and Ash and I will be driving. We're just angle walkers, and they're the ones that body language. So you're driving behind somebody, and they have this as they're walking, they do a little I might come left. No, I'm gonna keep walking. I'm gonna come, and so you're okay. Are you crossing? And then they turn around. They're oh, sorry. They didn't hear my car engine behind them the entire time. Oh, the things in life, I tell you.
I know that I will teach Lincoln bad habits because when people aren't going fast enough or they aren't driving or it's their turn and they're not going, I'm literally just go. And I don't.
Do you honk at people?
I don't curse. I don't honk.
I've never been a honker.
I literally just, go.
I
go.
say the same thing. I'm go. And when I'm that guy that hit the yellow because your ass wouldn't go a little bit faster, I'm come on.
I know. I'm oh my God. And it's I'm not cussing. I'm not I'm just.
But you
angry.
are irritated as hell.
Oh yeah,
at these people.
I'm gonna teach him to be an asshole.
I've noticed there's so many people. If I get to a 4-way stop, and me and the guy on the right get there at the same time, 100% of the time, he looks at me and he's go, and I'm you're on the right. That is rules of the road,
I don't care
dude.
anymore. If they tell me to go, I'm just
no. If he's on the right, I always do this. I'm it's supposed to be your turn. As I drive through, I'm just you son of a bitch.
See,
I don't know why it bothers me so much, but there's so many rules of the road people forget.
Yes. No, I know.
They have
it's
no
the road.
idea.
I hit a 4-way stop every single day. I hit a 4-way stop every single day.
Irritated.
I don't care anymore. If we're at the same place and you're not going, I'm
You're
going.
me.
I'm done with it. Well, I'm just done. But if I see you start to roll, I stop. The thing that pisses me off.
This one.
Oh, I won't do that. I won't do that. I'm just I'm going. No, the thing that pisses me off is when it might be a red light, but I can take the free turn on right.
Yeah.
But I can see that somebody's coming, but the
Right.
person behind me can't see.
Right.
And they just lean on the horn. I wish I could have a loudspeaker to be I can't fucking go.
Or you stop, you get out of your car, and you're just let's talk about
Yes.
this. Can I talk to you about this
Can you
moment
fucking see what I'm
right
seeing?
now? So this
I
is funny.
hate
This literally makes me I laugh so hard I almost wet myself when I think about this. There's been so many times I've thought it was a light. at a 4-way stop, and the person in front of me goes, and I'm just like, right through.
My
and,
turn.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and I'm just looking at everybody, and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy right now? And I'm oblivious to it. I'm just like, we're having fun. We're
It's
driving.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one day that John and I,
It's so bad.
me, John, and the baby were driving around one day, and I got honked at like 3 times by
Because you were
different
hot.
people.
Because you were sexy.
Definitely not. I got
Woo-woo.
honked at by 3 different people while driving. And by the end of the day, John was
You were
like,
gonna
"Did you
lose
want to
it?"
go out again?" I was like, "I'm not getting back in the car. I'm just gonna get honked at again." And it was like I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, honks bother me too when it's a green arrow and you don't go a millisecond after the
that's
green
what some
arrow
of it
turns.
was.
Yeah.
And it was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not a freaking race car driver. Like, I have my baby in the car. I'm not gonna like."
It's a drag race. You're just
Yes.
like geared, and of course, the guy in front of you is just like,
On his damn phone, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I guess I should go."
whoops.
Like, I don't. The
Yeah,
people
traffic,
who like
man.
hit their car horns. It's like you're an animal.
I don't care where you live. Washington's the worst traffic. It's the worst.
Washington's really bad.
It's really bad. And I think that in New York, yes, traffic sucks, but people are all aggressive, so you get somewhere. Here, we're all passive aggressive, so nobody does anything, or they do it just like, it's my turn. Like the turn signal
I'm
that
just
no
gonna
one
go.
uses.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
It's just like,
Nobody.
I'm just going now.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
favorite is when
tra-
somebody just like
traffic.
slowly comes into your lane, or just like, and you're like, "Oh, I wish you could have alerted me.
Yeah, a little bit.
I wish you had a way to alert me that you wanted in my lane.
There was only
Oh,
something.
fuck me, right?" God.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of shitty traffic, I'm
Hey.
gonna be in Seattle pretty soon for
shit.
Comic Con.
That's right. You got to get your ass through that traffic, but it won't
Yeah.
be bad because are you going on a Saturday?
No, I go on Friday.
Okay, so it's not terrible.
so
when
usually-
does it start?
I think doors open at 10.
Okay.
So usually what we do is we get down there a little early. You gotta wait in the liney thing. So you hit a little bit of traffic getting there, but usually, we're driving at like 8-ish.
Yeah.
So, whatever. And like from where we
8-ish?
live, I assume it's gonna take me over an hour.
Most likely, yeah.
So I give myself over an hour.
Because you're from the north.
And then yes, and so we do that, and then we leave. We don't do like 12 hours or anything there because I'm with my dad.
Yeah.
So, and truthfully, I don't want to be there that long. So,
Yeah.
we're usually coming home around 4 or 5. So
Yeah.
we hit some traffic.
It's
but
not
like,
terrible.
It's not terrible. And we're all in my SUV usually. So like, we
If
got
you can hit a
space.
carpool lane, it's
Yes,
okay for
yes.
the most part. When you're by yourself, that's when you're cursing the world. Like it's
Yeah, there's
that's
at
when it's a
least 2 of
bitch.
us.
Yeah.
So my dad and I used to go, just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
To Comic Con.
Just the two of us.
Yeah, and we Ashley's like bobbing her head. We can make it if we try. So it used to be my dad and I, and then I think we went 1 or 2 times together, and then John was like, "I don't want to go. I don't care about
Yeah.
our comics. Not his thing."
Yeah,
But
because
I
he's
think-
not into comic books.
Not really, but I think once he
Yeah.
realized like there's so much other stuff
It's
there.
like pop culture like bleeds in
Yeah.
to comics, and then
now the actual comics, there's very little comic booths anymore that sell comics.
right, it's all merchandise, nerd culture,
Funko
pop
Pops.
culture, real awkward culture stuff that we talk about on a daily basis.
And it's just a little bit of everything, which
Yeah.
I'm all about. But so then John started to go, and it was funny because his first Comic Con, he dressed up as the Lone Wanderer from Fallout 4.
Oh, that's right. Yep, I
he
remember
had
that
3D
costume.
printed
Yeah.
a laser rifle.
It was-
We painted it.
Dude, and his Pit Boy was legit.
He 3D printed a Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
He messed with his phone to make it so
Yeah.
it would be the screen. My mom helped us make the jumpsuit. His costume was incredible. We
Yeah.
made him some armor
Yeah.
out of some old metal, out of old license plates we found. He looked great.
Secrets out. That guy loved being famous for a day.
Well, yeah. But
yeah.
but the thing was, it was funny because my dad and I we just snake through everything and just kind of like do things.
Yeah.
When we were joking, John was cramping our style
Because he was
because
getting stopped
so
every
many
freaking
people
time.
wanted to talk to him and take pictures of him, and my dad and I were just like, we would just be waiting for
You're
him.
like, come
And I'm just
on,
like, oh,
Patrick
can we?
Swayze.
Yeah,
let's
can we go now? And it was funny because so many people wanted to stop him. So I was happy for him.
Yeah.
I was proud of him because he did it all himself. But it was just like, can we fucking go?
Well, that's always
Like,
been a rule, though. When you do a Comic-Con or any con,
Yeah.
if you're gonna cosplay, you have to be prepared that people are gonna want pictures with you.
Yes.
It's very rare that you go with an epic cosplay and no one says a thing to you. That's not how
Yeah.
that works. You
Well,
go
and
to
it was-
get noticed if you're cosplaying.
The game had just come out.
Yeah.
It was perfect timing.
Yeah.
And then he ended up being asked to be in like this big group picture.
Oh, sure.
And then he actually got interviewed by this YouTuber that he actually
Nice.
follows
Yeah.
who does 3D printing.
That's awesome.
He saw him and he was like, "Hey, it's that guy." And I was like, "Go talk to him."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's like, "I don't want to." And I was like, "Hey, Barnacles!"
You're like, yeah, you're like,
I yelled at him.
Now's your time to get in here.
Yeah, well, so I just like yelled at him, and then the guy like saw John's stuff. He's like, "Whoa, that's so cool!"
that's awesome.
And so like he ended up interviewing John for his YouTube channel, and I was like, "You're famous."
No, that's good. No, it's so cool. Like cons in general, the cosplay, especially when people really put effort into it.
Oh, it's incredible.
It feels like going to Disneyland, like and seeing
I
like
mean-
okay.
Have you
not
been to
the-
Disneyland?
No, not the atmosphere,
I know,
but
fine.
like the cosplayers. Like it's like wow, like all these cool characters,
Yeah.
everybody I love. I'll get to take a picture. But it's so funny to fanboy with a stranger that just made that into his,
As a
added-
guy dressed as like a sexy cat.
Yeah, he was all sweaty last night in
Yeah.
his little apartment,
Yeah.
like sewing quickly,
Yeah.
and then you're just like, I want to take a picture with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Because what? I know you're not going to Comic Con this year.
I
but
am not making Comic Con this year,
What
unfortunately.
conventions do you normally go to?
So my convention forte, I used to go to PAX.
Oh man.
So the Penny Arcade Expo, for anybody that doesn't know it, it's
Started
pretty
in
big now.
Seattle.
It started
It's
in
a-
Bellevue.
Yeah, but
It
I'm
was
sorry.
really small, but you're right. Yes, but start the PAX Prime
Yes.
was Seattle.
But it's
Yeah.
a video game convention.
Yeah.
It is like you see all the new games that are coming out in the next year-ish.
Mm-hmm.
You get to play all the new games. You get to see what people are working on. Like
It's rivaled. Not well, maybe not. It doesn't rival E3
No.
because E3 a lot of time has exclusives and also has reveals,
announcements.
announcements.
This
and
is where you get to play the
PAX
announcements.
is way more fans.
Oh, sure.
See, E3 is meant for like the publishers
Media.
and the media and
Yeah.
reporters and get our name out there. But E3 is not the same anymore.
No.
So E3 has actually changed its formatting, and big names like Sony,
Yeah.
maybe Nintendo, I don't know, but
I
Sony.
think Nintendo wasn't at E3 this last
Yeah,
year.
Sony's not going. So
No.
so Microsoft's the only one.
Yeah.
And at this point though, the travel of information is so easy.
Yeah.
Why do you need an E3? You started E3 before because
Yeah.
everything had to be delivered via paper or magazines
Sure.
and now you just click on a link and you can find out about anything.
You watch
So
a Nintendo Direct, you can
why
be like,
would
cool,
you
here's
spend
all the games coming out.
millions of dollars for a stage?
You can get a viral
and a
thing with
president-
Keanu Reeves.
You're breathtaking.
God, he's beautiful. I love Keanu Reeves.
So PAX PAX has always been a really cool venue, but it got bigger and bigger and bigger,
man.
and to get tickets was
It's a nightmare.
god awful.
It's a nightmare.
Their queuing system, it's probably the
Oh.
best that it can be,
Yeah.
but it's still a shit show.
Yes. So
If you don't find out about it, you're effed. Yeah.
if you don't literally, so there's like a group text with a bunch of friends, and as soon as the tickets go on sale, it's like, PAX tickets are on sale right now.
Actually, shout out to Billy, our
oh
friend Billy.
my God, Billy and
we
Timmy.
wouldn't have gone to PAX about, I don't know,
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, if they
it
didn't
wasn't
say,
for them.
guys, tickets just went on sale,
Yes.
get in the queue line.
And
Yeah.
no, and I totally appreciate. I love like the tree that it's a group of people, but even then, sometimes you don't get them.
See.
And-
So when did we go to PAX last?
You went with Reed and Emmy, and then you went with us the year before.
Yeah, but was that still 2 years ago or 1
think
year?
so. 2 years.
2 years ago. So we've kind of skipped it out
Yeah.
a couple times, but also we're at the end of a console's life cycle.
Yes.
So right now, PAX doesn't have anything that's like, oh my God, I must try this. But like when the next consoles come out, those are good times to go to PAX.
Well-
other than they change their queuing system for any exhibit or presentation. A lot of times you have to pre-register online to get a ticket just to get in line.
It's stupid.
So really, the buy a ticket, go to the show, play whatever you want doesn't happen anymore.
It doesn't exist.
You have to go for multiple days, or you get to play only 2 games a day. Like
So, yes.
yeah.
My first
yeah,
PAX,
Yeah.
I played Borderlands. The first Borderlands.
yeah.
And it didn't even come out for like 9 months after
Right.
that. I played Mafia 2. I played
I'm surprised you remember those. I don't remember my first PAX
I
games.
played Bioshock 2, I want to say.
Actually, I think my very first
Bioshock.
PAX, I played Halo 2. I think I got to play Halo 2 early.
It was awesome. I went
Yeah.
because my friends were going, and it was like, yeah, let's go. It was so cool. I got like 10 T-shirts for free, which that's my jam. And
Well, and that's back when merch and swag was given.
yes, so then I
Now
went
you
to
get
PAX
nothing.
multiple years after that, and like every year it got bigger and bigger, but the fan
Yeah.
experience got crappier and crappier.
Yeah.
The tickets were harder to buy.
Yep.
And then it just got
Crowded.
more cramped and more cramped, and now it's like, I'll be honest, we went 2 years ago with you guys.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun.
That's just
because-
it. Once you stop enjoying yourself, what's the point of spending the money
Right.
to go enjoy an experience? You're not.
No.
That's
well,
that's the point. You're not enjoying your experience at all.
Well,
And the fucking swine flu was around one year.
well, okay. So tickets for PAX are like, now I'm probably wrong.
No, I think they're
But like,
70
I think they're
bucks
60
now.
bucks,
Yeah,
at least
60
60
or
bucks a
70
day.
bucks
Where
a
for
day.
Comic Con, there's 35 bucks a day.
Still, so it's still cheap for Comic Con.
Yes, I paid
See,
$35 a ticket.
Because last time Ash and I went to Comic Con, it felt crowded again
Oh, it's crowded.
because they're
Friday's
both
a
at the
little better,
convention
though.
center.
Yes.
In Seattle, and they just feel like it's this. God, you're just like sardines. And I'm gonna say this. It's not even controversial because it's true. People that like comic books or video games,
There's
about 60 to 70% don't shower.
yeah. There
They
are some
smell
smelly
like
people.
ass, and you get that many people in there. Even the people that do shower,
It's a musty.
it's pretty
situation.
quick. You know, you give that person 6 hours standing
Yeah.
and they're sweating, all of a sudden it just starts to reek in there. And it's not even a fun experience because you already hate being there. You paid a bunch of money. You haven't seen any games. And then you've got Smelly McSmellerson in front of you. And you're just like, like getting ready for this stupid thing. So I've kind of found myself not caring about any big shows anymore.
Yeah.
So in turn, I've gone to smaller things like the retro gaming expos that might be
Yes.
local
Yeah.
because those are less people. You get to talk one-on-one with the vendors. And, you know, if you didn't know, I have really bad internet here.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
You've never mentioned that before.
So retro gaming in general has been a great way for me to enjoy just games and gaming experience. So I love doing that stuff instead.
Sure.
But
Well, and-
I'm trying to think of another expo that I've gone to.
well, because you also have
That's pretty much it.
with your YouTube channel, and you're pretty big on Instagram, like
Mm-hmm.
Pac-Man Case, and
Check me.
So, but you know a lot of the like retro game vendors, and you know a lot.
Yeah,
of these
when I
people.
go, I feel like it's like going and seeing some buddies.
kind of networking almost.
Yeah,
and
it's fun.
So it's worthwhile
It's
for
fun,
you.
yeah. But if I go to PAX, I don't know anybody.
No.
Right?
I don't
And
either.
Comic Con, I don't know many artists out there. I have a couple of people I went to college with that are actually doing
cool.
artwork. But other than that, I don't know. I'm just to the point now, and I'm just old. I'm like, get off my lawn, like old. Like I don't want the inconvenience anymore. I'm not a young kid that doesn't care. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm free. I don't care. I'm patient. Like, it's good. I'm just like, I want to go see what I want to see. When you're in my way, I'm pissed at you. I don't like you.
I
Yeah,
don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Like the 2 years ago, whatever, we went to PAX
Yeah.
West. I remember we were in line to play Cuphead because I
Oh,
wanted
that's right.
to
Yeah,
play
you
it.
and I played Cuphead. That's right.
We waited.
It's a great
easily-
game, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
we waited easily 45 minutes
Yeah.
to play a game
Yeah.
for
We got
4 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was 4 minutes. A 4-minute demo.
I remember at the end of that day, because John had never been to a PAX before.
Right.
And I remember I was driving home from Bellevue when I got the text message that tickets were on sale from Billy or Timmy.
Oh, right.
I literally pulled off at the nearest exit, and because John has
to get it
always
done,
wanted to go
yeah.
to PAX. And I remember I think I texted Ashley and was like, "I'm buying PAX
Yeah.
tickets. I'm getting them." Like,
Did he enjoy the experience?
I think so.
Okay, I think for a first timer, you're like, whoa.
But he
you know,
didn't
you're
get
looking
to
at
play hardly anything.
No, you can't.
Well, and then he what he wanted to do is he wanted to play VR because we didn't have
Oh,
VR
that's
yet.
Right. I remember that, and
Well,
we
we
couldn't.
didn't know that
Yeah.
you had to pre-register days in advance to
Yeah.
play it, and it was like, how would we have known that?
It's becoming more and more that way, though. So you go, you get to see everything, but you don't get to play anything.
No,
Because you
that's
have to
not
have
fun.
the friggin' golden ticket just to get in the first place.
right? It's
So
not
it's
fun.
like double registration just to play
Um,
a single game, which comes out 7 weeks later, you're
Yeah.
just like, okay, I'm just gonna.
I will say that there was a
I'll just
year,
wait.
a few years ago, when Resident Evil, I think it was 6 or 7 came
6,
out,
'cause-
that we all went together.
Yeah, because Ash played it,
Yeah.
and she couldn't change the control scheme on it.
Uh-huh.
I think you were stuck with flight controls or vice versa. Inverted.
I remember I got a flashlight.
and she was
from that
really
one.
annoyed, and she was like, "I'm not playing this. I can't do it. I can't change the
Yeah,
controls."
I think I was up there for like 10 seconds. And
Yeah.
I'm like, can't figure it out. But
yeah, she was like
done.
done. Ash's
Um,
patient level is like this, especially if she's been waiting in line all
But
day.
I feel like we played a good amount of games
you
that
and
year.
you guys waited for Marvel superheroes.
Was
Marvel.
that- No, that
Lego.
was that was 2 years ago, when John went.
Oh, that's right, because John and I waited while you guys stood in line for your superheroes, and
We waited forever to play
Yeah.
that Lego game.
Marvel superheroes 2, the
was-
second one.
Lego Marvel, it must have been.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was.
We waited forever to play that game, but how many games did we play that day? 2 or 3?
Yeah, not
See,
we were there
when I-
for hours.
When I went to PAX about 10 years ago,
Yeah.
maybe 6, no, maybe 8 years ago, I played about 20 to 30 games.
Yes.
So it felt like it was a worthwhile experience.
I played shit
yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
Like the longest lines I remember were like for Left 4 Dead 1.
Yeah.
Like that was a really long line, but it was like, come back in like 2 hours, you guys will get in. And
Yeah.
it was like, okay. Or they'd be like, if you want to wait, the wait's about 45 minutes. And we were like,
now when you go, it's just a bunch of Twitch streamers
well, and
playing stuff on stages.
yeah. And you
Yeah.
can't, and forget the Nintendo booth. I always hate the Nintendo booth because they have no one moderating.
How you get in, you
And-
just walk up and hope
when
you're
your
in the
turn
right
is
line.
done.
Yeah, I know.
And
yeah.
it's like,
It's pretty chaos.
it's Nintendo.
That's just PAX.
Yes.
Like Comic-Con, you're not waiting a lot of times to play something.
But the Comic-Con
But you're just trying
people,
to get in.
the Comic-Con people are very good about being like, you guys can't stand here. You gotta go.
Yes,
You gotta
yeah,
go.
not much at PAX.
PAX are just like, do whatever
yeah,
you want.
everyone's like, derp, derp, derp,
is it your
derp,
turn?
derp.
Is it your turn?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everybody just,
like,
yeah, that's, I mean, that's just, we were just talking about traffic. And
Yeah.
the same thing with being people. Don't stop and have a
Yes.
conversation in the intersection of where the walkway is. Step off to the side
John
and
does
nobody
that when
gets
we're
it.
at Comic-Con, and I'm just like, you can't stop here. You can't stop. No, the one thing, I actually still enjoy going to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
There are a couple artists, like, I don't know them personally, but, like, I follow them.
Yeah, you enjoy their
and
stuff.
they go to Comic-Con, and I love the Artist Alley, just kind of, like, seeing what people are doing.
Yeah.
And I like being able to, like, see the random stuff, because there's, like, random, like, some booth makes cute little T-shirts or cute little collectibles
Yeah,
or whatever, and I
yeah.
think that's fun. But the one thing I'm getting a little tired of seeing is every booth sells Funko Pops. Like,
Well, and Funko's gonna have a bubble that's gonna burst one of these days.
Sure.
At least the Funko Pops. Maybe their other things will catch fire
sure.
and
don't get
do
me
good.
wrong, like, I buy them. So I'm not trying to
Still,
sit
yeah,
here.
and Ash and I were just in a store, and I was like, maybe I need a couple. So, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not tired of it yet to not buy them.
Right.
But eventually, people are going to be like, this is oversaturated. This is Beanie Baby oversaturated, and I'm done.
Ooh, sure.
I just don't know when it's going to happen.
I think that it's
Yeah.
just, I think they're coming, I think they're able to stay alive because they're
New-
releasing current things.
Well,
all
yeah,
the
new
time.
licenses are always coming out, so it's always something fun
I
and
wish
fresh.
they would
And
do Nintendo. I would totally buy Nintendo.
oh,
ones,
but
like,
dude, but you can't.
I know.
Nintendo will never give anybody the license for their
I know,
stuff.
it bums
yeah.
me out. But so that has really taken over in the last like
The
year
Funko
or
Pops
two.
in
They're
general.
just,
Yeah.
every
yeah.
booth sells Funkos,
Yeah.
and I get it,
So,
but it's
so-
just kind of like, okay, can you sell something else? But I love the booths that have like the old, like the like the nostalgic toys, like the older toys.
Well, and that's where if you go to a retro convention, you get way more of that because it's not people are selling video. I mean, normally it's a video game
Yes.
expo, but most of the time it's like, come look at a bunch of old shit.
Yeah.
So it's like old action figures, toys, lunch boxes,
Ooh, I
like
love old lunch
like
boxes.
cool. I mean, thermoses and like it's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's smaller and feels more intimate. So it's a better experience, and I don't think you have yet to go to one of the
I
retro
went to the
expos yet, right?
Seattle Retro Gaming Expo with you.
Oh, that was a bad year, though.
That was rough because I felt like for $30 a ticket,
yeah.
I was like, we were
This
done
is
in
it?
20 minutes.
So I found out more information about that one, by
Yeah.
the way. So the organizers of it were basically like dropping off like flies. So the
Yeah.
people that were kind of like all getting it ready. So previous years, there had been some really cool events planned and
Yeah.
like better communication and fun things. And so it just, It just didn't work out. I guess vendors that were trying to get tables. So they're
Yeah.
just like, hey, I want to sell. No emails back. Like, so it was just like chaos
Sure.
for these last couple years. And it's on Father's Day
That's
every
rough.
single year. So you're just kind of like, spend time with my family or go to this retro
Well, and it's also
gaming
double for you
thing.
because that's Ashley's birthday weekend too.
Yes, it is. So I get screwed.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like for me,
And so does
Excuse me.
Ash, though, if I go.
no.
She gets
But
screwed.
like, I think it would be different if it were like, listen, it's PAX. I really want to go to PAX or Comic Con, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, let's go, and then we'll make a weekend out of it. Maybe we'll stay in Seattle for the night. But
Yeah.
it's like when we were doing the Seattle Retro Gaming Expo a few years ago. the one time I
It
went,
was a shit show.
It was lame.
No, she didn't like it.
But like when
You don't have to apologize. They know.
When
They
we
know what they
went,
did. Yeah.
it was like I was like, we're skipping Ashley's birthday for this? Like, this is it?
Well, and it
like-
sucks because we had gone a year before, right? Or did we all go together the first year?
That was the first year.
Oh, see,
Cam
so
was a baby.
yeah, and I don't know. I mean, and it's also different. Like if you're a vendor,
And how do you know? Like, how
Yeah,
do you
you
know?
don't
It
know.
was just we were doing it.
so it's actually Seattle, not as cool as actually the Renton
really?
one that was created. That one was more fun, I guess.
'Cause I know you made a video about it, and
yeah,
it looked fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was just I don't know, but the Seattle one just felt a little off. And
Womp womp.
didn't make it. No, the coolest one ever. So just conventions in general, right? PAX. If you can go, even though we've basically spent 20 minutes bitching about all of the problems, I would still say if you've never gone, try to go.
I don't.
Really,
Yeah.
just to walk in and experience what that's like. Knowing what we've already told them, that it's going to be a shit show when it comes to playing the games.
Yeah.
It would still be an experience that maybe you would love to see the huge setups and the
Yeah, but
photo
are you-
opportunities and the cosplay and
Maybe if the tickets weren't $60 a day.
sure, I get
If
it,
I'm gonna
yeah.
pay that much money,
I agree.
I
You're
want to
right.
play a game.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love a photo op.
But I want to
and
play
I'll
a
do
game.
them all. But like, that's part of the reason I go there is to be able to play games.
Well,
and if
yeah.
you can't, then what's the point?
Once you get that big, and as you noticed for this specific convention, all of a sudden it like broke apart into different locations too.
Well, now they have PAX East and
No, I mean just within that
Oh,
convention.
totally.
So you have
Comic-Con's
to
the same.
so you have to go to one building and then walk 3 blocks to another building.
awful.
And then a hotel and
It's
then like
awful.
and a theater. And so before you know it, you're like, I can't even fit. Even if I got a 4-day, I wouldn't be able to fit all the panels going into everything. You would have to still sacrifice stuff.
they've even split apart
Yeah.
a lot of Comic-Con stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't care. And this year, because John's playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
We didn't go last year because I was super pregnant. The year before, the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, because we were playing Pathfinder at the time,
Oh, right.
was it down the street, and he really wanted to go, so we went. But it's never in the same building. And this year, if he wants to go, I want to be like, come back when you're done. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't walking down the block. Like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
that's
I
the
get
problem. And I'm sorry, there's so much space at the convention center. Why aren't you using it all?
It must
like-
be. I don't know if it's money. I don't know if it's like volume of people
maybe-
allowed in
maybe,
it. I don't
maybe.
know. Contractual. What if they have to tell them 3 years in advance to have the space?
Yeah, maybe.
So you just don't know. Maybe you just can't project that type of stuff. But you're right. So PAX made a PAX East and a PAX South to kind of alleviate all the
Yeah.
people going to PAX Prime, and it's still busy as hell.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter.
Because it's the OG.
If you go anywhere, you need to go to Purge.
That's the thing. Okay,
The Portland Retro Gaming Expo is the coolest gaming expo
I
on the
think
West
we should
Coast.
go. I think we should go to this next
Yeah.
one because you're probably going to go, right?
I'm totally gonna go.
When is it? October?
No, it's August. This year they
When?
moved it. I don't know, late August, I think.
Oh, I
yeah.
was going to say, let's make it John's birthday weekend. We'll go to
Oh
Portland
yeah,
for the
it'd be,
weekend.
no, it'd be fun. Yeah, so I
do wanna
those
go
are
to
the
that.
those are the only 3 conventions that I've actually done. I've never done. When is it?
August 14th through the 16th.
Oh, okay.
Let's do John's birthday!
Okay. So well now he knows if it was going to be a
Woo!
surprise.
Happy birthday, bitch!
That's how he finds out. He just watched the podcast because all of his
He
presents
doesn't
are on
watch the
there.
podcast. This is what I bought John for Christmas.
So
I actually bought John something really cool.
what are you
Already
doing?
for sale too.
Oh,
How
tickets
much are
are?
they per day?
Weekend pass for 40.
Oh, what?
Yeah, dude. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's awesome.
Friday pass, which is arcade only, is 18.
Yep.
Wait,
Satur-
excuse me, arcade only?
Yeah, so Friday they have like an arcade section set up,
That's
and they don't
open.
have any booths. It's just
Yeah.
the arcade area.
It's a legit arcade and pinball free play.
Happy birthday, John!
No, it's a blast. It's fun.
I want to go.
It's
I
fun.
will. I don't have paid time off from work.
Yeah.
I will take the weekend off.
Yeah, Purge is legit. So those are the three in conventions in general. Those are the three that I've gone to.
Mm-hmm.
Has been a comic convention, a modern video game pop culture convention, I guess, for PAX,
Yeah.
and then retro video game. But I've never done, and I want to do something like this. I want to go to like a movie convention. So there's like stuff called like Film Fest.
Ooh, I would go to that.
Yeah, or there's horror cons.
Oh, I've always wanted
yeah,
to go to
Crypticon. Yeah,
Let's
and-
go.
Yeah,
Crypticon's
yeah.
been one I've always wanted
Those
to go
conventions
to.
I think would awesome.
Because John doesn't
yeah.
want to go with me.
Oh, see, the Crypt one would be really
He
cool.
doesn't like scary movies. Let's go.
Yeah.
The tickets aren't crazy.
There's also obviously, there is board game conventions and
Yes.
stuff too. There's
there's-
actually a new convention
What?
coming to Leavenworth.
What?
Yeah, it's a retro gaming convention to Leavenworth. It's actually in May.
All right.
Yeah, it's friggin' it seems like it's gonna be legit. But there's so many popping up just because everybody likes to do like some swaps
Sure.
and exchanges and stuff like that.
And then I know there's one that I don't watch a lot of anime, but Sakura Con's
Oh,
also
that
huge.
one's actually apparently it's almost as big as Comic-Con now.
I know it's
all
massive.
anime, all
It's
anime.
massive.
I mean, but that's if you ever want to see cosplay, that probably
Oh
is
my God,
more
yes.
cosplay than anything else
Yes.
at SakuraCon. And I think does Sam still go to that one? Sam, if you watch this or listen to us, let us know the last time you went to SakuraCon because I remember that's
I
something
used
she
to know
did.
people who would go every year and they like would swear by it.
Yeah.
But it just I don't really watch any anime.
I
so
want to
can't
go
really
to
speak to it.
other states cons. Like I want to
Oh,
go to
I've
other
heard-
retro gaming or
I've heard
or-
Rose City Comic Con is usually pretty big, and that's
Yeah.
Portland.
I guess Bellingham does one too, but
Mm-mm.
it's too little.
Um,
it's probably not fun.
See, I don't know.
It's probably too bougie.
Yeah.
Drink our beer, you get
I
out
don't
of here.
know how I would deal with it because I sometimes get a little maxed out.
Yeah.
At Comic Con, I've always wanted to go to San Diego.
San Diego Comic Con, our friend Casey
Uh-huh.
has gone and she loves it. She says it's a blast, and it also is like it's
It
half
has cosplay.
It's half Comic Con, but also half like what Marvel movies are
Oh,
coming out. So
yeah.
it ends up being this huge like Marvel universe convention. So that's one I would love to do.
I would love to.
But you also have to either pre-register early or
Oh.
only media is let in. I don't remember how it goes, but
See,
it's a hard one to
But,
get into
see,
too.
Do
Yeah.
you do panels when you go to conventions?
Yeah, but not a lot. Maybe one a day because you do more than that. You waste so much time, floor time, and
We did
other
a
times.
we
I love
did a
panels though;
panel.
they're fun.
They have to be
They're
something
fun.
they have to be something I really want to watch because we did one the first year we did Comic Con
Yeah.
and my dad and I saw Haley Atwell speak. She was Agent Carter.
Oh right, yeah.
And we both liked that show, so it was worth it to wait
Agent
in the
Carter was a great
line,
show.
and it was worth it. But then the last few years, it's like I don't care about that enough because we only go on Friday. We don't do multiple days.
See, and you have to if it's getting that big and you see some panels
Yeah.
like Jeff and I went one year, I think, and we went and we saw it was Christopher Lloyd talking.
Yeah, which of course Jeff would want because Jeff loves Back to the Future.
He loves Back to the Future, but he was like, some of these actors, man, they're either out of touch with what they're supposed to be doing,
Sure.
or the panel itself is just garbage. Like the questions are bad,
Oh, yeah.
or the panel, like you can tell they don't want to be there. They're just like, yeah, I know, my manager signed me up for this stuff. I'll answer your questions or whatever. But
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd didn't remember anything. Like they're asking
Oh.
him about specific things in Back to the Future, and he's like, "What? We did that? I don't remember that."
But I mean, it was a long.
You
I
know?
mean, to be fair, it was like what 35
Yeah,
years
1.21 gigawatts. Like he was just.
But
No, it was a long time ago, but it was just like Jeff and I just looking at each other. We're just like, man, he's not with it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny because I guess they're all back at Comic Con.
Yes.
Michael J. Fox this
yes,
time. Christopher Lloyd is somebody else from there.
I don't know.
joining?
I know Mark Ruffalo's there, but like, okay, I know you've done this.
What?
I have not.
What?
Paying for autographs.
Only one time.
Yes.
Only one time. Well, that's not true. I did it twice. I paid for 2 autographs so far.
Okay.
I paid to get Stan Lee's
Yes.
autograph, and then the guy died
Yes.
like 2 years later, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It was the worst experience ever, though.
Yeah.
He had like bodyguards, and you couldn't even say hi to him. They basically, you walk up to this line, you get to see him from afar, you hand some guy the stuff you want to have autographed. He hands it to another guy, who hands it to another guy, who hands it to Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Stan Lee doesn't even know what he's signing, hands it back to those people. And you're like, oh, Mr. Lee, let's stand high. And,
Yeah.
he's just like, and then you move on.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and
what a
that'll be $100.
yeah,
please.
what a terrible experience, you know. And then the other time we were just walking past, and all of a sudden Jerry the King Lawler from WWF You remember Jerry the King?
Oh.
He's like just standing at a booth, somebody's booth, I don't know. And I look over at Ash, I'm like, that's Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's doing autographs. And of course, I'm ignorant. So I was like, oh, I wonder if they're free. And go over there and it's like, oh, he wants $50. And I look at Ash and I'm like, it's Jerry Lawler. So we just did it.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm pretty sure he hit on my wife. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure he's never seen a woman he hasn't hit on.
That's
What did he
Jerry.
say to you?
I don't know.
I don't know. Probably just something about pretty girls.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. He's just like, you're one lucky guy. You know, I don't know, whatever. But that's the only time.
But see, that's your opportunity to be like, damn straight, and then
Yeah,
you walk away.
I don't though. I don't get a lot of the times when people are putting $500-$600 down to get all these autographs. It's like,
But
wow.
that's your whole day.
But that's also, some people only go for that reason.
Yeah.
They only want to get
or
autographs
the
from
photo ops and
ABC,
stuff like that.
XYZ people, and then they're like, nah, I'm good. I got to meet my favorite person,
And no,
celebrity,
like, no
whatever.
judgment.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what you go to cons for, it's just not what I go to cons for.
Yeah.
My dad wanted to meet Stan Lee so
Oh,
bad.
he did never get to?
No,
So that sucks.
but
Maybe
we-
next year.
we had talked. Well, we had talked
Too
about it,
soon.
and I had said
R.I.P.
like,
Stan.
my dad. I was like, it's $100. If you want to
Yeah.
meet Stan Lee, it's $100. And he was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
It almost makes you want to just pass. Like,
When
you're just
he was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you'll be standing in line for hours.
we did. I think we were in line for
Hours.
about 3 hours.
I remember I after your experience, I kind of relayed it to my dad, and he was like, I don't want to do that.
And then on top of it, the line queue was wrong.
oh,
So you stood, and then all of a sudden they moved the way the line was going, and there was like a group of, I don't even know. There might be a group of like an extra 80 to
Oh.
200 people that got in front of us
Oh.
that weren't supposed to be. And then Stan was like, guys, Stan will be leaving in an hour and a half, whether you're in line or not. Sorry. So everybody's livid.
yeah.
Everyone's like, wait a minute, like you're screwing my opportunity because you guys line queued wrong. And unfortunately, these kids are just volunteering for
Yes.
this Comic-Con stuff
Yes.
sometimes. And they don't know what they're doing, but it's like, it's a mob.
Yeah.
Like you've got like all these angry fans like just staring because they want to see their favorite person. But
Yeah.
Stan Lee was like, that's like the king
Yeah.
of Marvel Comics. So
Yeah.
it was one of those experiences. Like, I'm glad I met him. It was a cool book that I had since I was a kid that I got him to sign.
Yeah.
So it was great to get the signature. The experience though sucked.
Yeah.
And I know Jeff he also would say the same thing. I don't think he
I-
enjoyed it either.
I've had a better experience meeting like the smaller graphic artists.
Yeah.
Like I met the guy who did iZombie,
Oh,
and
okay,
like
yeah.
he was at a smaller booth, and like I was just like he was just like chilling, just sitting there,
Just chilling.
and
I mean, at the end of the day, they are still people
They're
too.
people,
I know.
and,
A lot
like-
of people think they're like in this upper echelon or elitist.
Well,
Yeah.
So I met him, and like I was like at the booth, and I walked up, and they said like, hey, this is so and so, and I was like, so you like did all the
Yeah,
work for
that's
this?
awesome.
And he was like chatting with me as we did it, and so I bought like the first comic, and like he was like drawing in it.
Yeah.
And so that was the one he handed me, and he like wrote my name in it, and like he drew the girl's face.
Nice.
And, like,
That's awesome.
and it was a really cool experience. And I was like, okay, that cost me $10.
Yeah.
And then my dad, used to read a lot of like Warlock and like a lot of like stuff in the
Yeah.
like 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And like so he goes and he talks to these like older artists for
Yeah.
a while that nobody's going to,
Right.
but he knows who they are.
Sure.
And I remember our like second Comic-Con or something like that, there was a guy, and my dad was like, "Oh my God, do you know who that is?" And I was like, "No." He goes, "He drew Warlock. He's the only guy."
And nobody else
And I'm like,
cares.
"What's Warlock?"
Yeah, right.
And so my dad goes over and he goes, "Man, I'm such a huge fan of this." And the guy was like, "Yeah, nobody knows who I am anymore." And my dad and him literally chatted for
Just
like
had a
15
good
minutes.
time, yeah.
The guy signed this huge thing, didn't even I don't even know if he charged my dad
No,
for
see,
it.
when I
Like,
buy artwork from these people
Yes.
at Comic-Con, they sign it. The
Yes.
artists sign it, which is one of the coolest part of getting the artwork
Yes.
because you're buying their work and
Yes.
then they sign it. You're not buying their signature. So it's
Right.
really cool to have a good, I mean, I've had a good experience. I would say I've had a better experience with Comic-Con and like from a vendor standpoint.
yes.
Than Penny Arcade Expo.
Yeah.
And that's the only one that's close to Seattle. I think maybe it would feel different if we got to go to San Diego Comic-Con, or if we got to go to
Well, because they also
or
have like
E3 or
D23
something, I don't know.
and stuff in California. It's a huge
Oh,
Disney
that's
one.
right. Yeah.
Like,
all
we
of that
don't-
stuff would be fun
Sure.
to do.
But I think, I mean, that being said, like Seattle has a fair share
Of
of them.
stuff, yeah.
I would say my favorite has been Comic-Con overall.
It
like,
used to
overall
be mine
experience.
until our last time, and then it felt way too crowded, and I was like, it's PAX all over again, and I
Sure.
was like, no, because Ash and I actually had, I don't remember when it was, but we had a time where we were like, that was really fun, and we were kind of praising it. We were like,
Yeah.
guys, do Comic-Con instead, because it kind of bleeds over. There were some video game vendors
Sure.
there, and like
There's
some
always a Nintendo booth.
yeah, nerd culture stuff, and so you're just kind of like, okay, so there's some stuff in there that I
Yeah.
can get after, but it's funny, I'm a comic book fan, but I don't buy single issues.
No, I don't.
So if I
either.
do anything, I just buy a graphic novel once
Yes.
it gets all paired together, and that's what I've always enjoyed because I go there and it's half off, like
or 2 for 10,
or two for two,
yeah,
something. And so it's awesome to just kind of grab these collections
Mm-hmm.
and have them that way. So yeah, there's those positives from doing a con or any type of convention would be like those deals
Mm-hmm.
that you get at Comic-Con. No matter what you do, people just suck, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
and people are in your way, and if you can overcome that, then you probably enjoy it. But everybody's different, right? Traffic sucks here. Maybe it's not as bad at like a Midwest con or a
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Or maybe a huge one like New York or San Diego.
Yeah.
It's like they have people who probably are paid to be there who are like,
Right.
keep it going,
yeah.
go.
It's a lot more organized and better security.
I could only
yeah,
hope so.
Yeah. They actually have little wipes and they clean off the controllers after you play.
Ugh, God.
Versus like next person in line.
And it's like wet.
Yep.
Blech.
Good luck. Don't get the coronavirus. You guys got a Comic-Con.
Don't talk to me about that.
Is there a convention that you've wanted to attend like across the pond? At all?
Oh, like internationally?
Yeah.
I don't even know what there is.
Is that-
I would like to go to the D23 Expo.
I
at
can
Disney.
imagine there's a Harry Potter convention somewhere in Britain.
I'm not
right?
a huge Harry Potter fan.
Oh, well.
Like, I like Harry Potter.
I think
but
there's a Harry Potter convention.
I
isn't
would
there?
assume
There's got to
so.
be a Harry Potter. There's also is there a Star Wars convention too?
I would
Now we got to
assume
research.
so.
Producer, research this. Star Wars convention or Harry Potter convention? Tell us where it's at. We'll go. Or if you're watching this or listening to it, please comment.
Yeah, or like what conventions
Let us
are
know.
like in your town that we might not know about.
Unfortunately, I do not care about the boat show convention. I will not go to that.
The Big Seattle Boat Show.
The boat show. The boat show. The big Seattle boat show.
I don't know. We went
Or
to
like-
a car show a long time ago, and that was really fun. It was in Seattle. It was
A
cool.
car show convention. That's probably fun.
It was like cool, like muscle cars and cars that people had like fixed.
I
that was a lot of
also
fun.
these aren't conventions, but like just a fair. Like a fair's fun sometimes too. Like Puyallup or
I've never been to the Puyallup Fair.
what do lump jump?
We've only ever been to the Evergreen State Fair.
Well, in
it's-
Monroe.
yeah,
in Monroe,
now
yeah,
it's the Washington
okay.
Fair, whatever.
Yeah, and that's the it's
Monroe
the,
State Fair,
No,
whatever.
it's Evergreen State Fair, and then Washington State Fair is the Puyallup one.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've only ever
Yeah.
been to the Monroe.
And they feel kind of the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just I mean it's vendors and people there.
I just
like,
want weird food.
well, Ash and I just actually went to a junk
Oh,
show.
you guys went to the junk hunt.
Yeah, we went to the junk hunt, and that kind of felt like a mini convention.
It would just be a huge flea market. See,
That's
I've always
really
wanted to go to one.
what it was, but it was a lot more like art decor and homemade goods.
Well, now it is. I bet
It
like-
was not-
I bet
it
like
was-
5 years ago.
Yeah,
wasn't.
it was not like a flea market. Like
I
there
love
was
flea
a little one there, but it wasn't. It wasn't that. It was
Ooh, you know
definitely
where we
like
should go?
everybody had like old window frames that they took the glass out
Oh,
and then put
sure.
lettering around it. Like that was like
Yeah.
all of the same
You know,
style.
we need to go again, and you could find some cool retro pickups.
What?
The Aurora Antique Mall.
Oh yes, and people do that all the time. But now, dude, everybody's on the retro
love
game, so
antique
it's
malls.
retro's popular. So all of these prices aren't great anymore, but they're still
No.
fun to find the old stuff. I actually like going for vinyl now.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
because there's some sweet deals for vinyl and
Hell
stuff
yeah.
like that.
And
In
I
fact,
like
I
that
picked
they're
up
re-releasing them.
2 records at the junk hunt.
What'd you
So I got Rat, and I got the Cult. Those
Cult?
two. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't you know? She sells Sanctuary,
Oh.
Firewoman.
Maybe.
Okay. If you heard them, you would know.
maybe.
And then Rat is like a
A
80s
hairband.
hairband. Yeah.
Yeah, you like more like hairband stuff than I do.
Yeah, but I grew up with it.
Fair.
Thanks, Dad. Yeah.
Fair.
I'm
My
stuck
mom
on it
listened
now.
to like Gloria
Like,
Stefan.
No, I'm like Warrant, Poison, Guns N' Roses, frickin' you're just looking at me. Dawkins. I think it's called
not
Dawkins.
my kind of thing.
Fair.
We listened to oldies.
Quiet Riot, which wasn't a hairband, but
No, we listened to oldies, which is now my jam, and then we listened to 92.5, which is not the station it is now.
oh yeah, fair.
It used to be like 106.9.
Yeah.
Like,
Right, yeah.
It was just kind of like
I
Adult
like,
contemporary.
adult contemporary.
I like
exactly.
96.5 Jack because they play a bunch of stuff I just loved as a
Okay,
kid.
Let me be real about Jack FM. It's a good radio
Yeah.
station. It is a radio station we listen to at work, so
Yeah.
I hear it every day.
Yeah,
It's a great radio
they
station.
play the same songs.
No,
oh.
they don't ever. Well, yeah, sort of. They do not repeat a song during the day.
Okay.
But they play the same songs every single day.
Day. Oh,
Welcome to the
interesting.
jungle. What's
Yeah.
love got to do with it?
Yeah.
Don't stop believing.
This is stuff that if people don't like, imagine it's your first time tuning in. You hear it, you'd be like, okay, I like this station. So they don't want to lose those people.
Right.
But I bet if you are at work, it was the same way when I worked at the pizza joint. We played Jack.
Oh my god, pizza sounds so good right
And
now.
it was,
hungry.
wow, I can eat pizza every day.
I love pizza.
But yeah, I'm kind of in that same boat with you.
That pizza's great. I agree.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Any conventions that you would want to go to, producer?
Nah.
Okay, good.
Nah.
Good to hear from you.
Nah.
I don't have hobbies and interests.
I just run this podcast, so shut your mouth.
No,
Cool.
I think we should definitely go to Purge.
I'm down.
Would you want? Would you be
yeah,
interested?
I go.
Sweet.
Yeah, she's talking to the producer, not you guys.
Yeah, I don't care if you go.
Yeah, if you guys ever see us walking around an expo, wave.
Say hi.
Say hello.
I will be at Comic-Con on Friday. In Seattle.
What are you wearing? So people
Currently,
can know.
I'm wearing an Aladdin shirt.
You know what's funny? Right when we first started the podcast, I thought that was a Simpsons shirt because it's the same colors that a Simpsons shirt would be. It's this green and yellow.
According to my list on my phone, I haven't worn the shirt yet. So what are you talking about?
What?
I haven't worn this shirt on the podcast yet.
No, I said I thought it was a Simpsons shirt.
It's Aladdin.
No, I I know. I'm saying when I looked at
I
it.
know.
Oh, okay. Guys,
it's Aladdin.
there you go. We wanted to make it awkward for you right at the end.
Yeah, if you see me at Comic-Con, say hi.
Yeah, wave. Say what's up, Manaconda.
Please don't say that.
Okay.
You know what my name
Where
is.
where can people find us?
Real Awkward at Instagram and on Spotify. Where can people find you?
Well, I mean, you can also find me at Real Awkward Podcast as I am a co-host.
We say this
Here.
every single time.
And Pac-Man Case, YouTube, Instagram. Check it out. Support us all. Oh, it finally turned off.
Well,
Crap.
episode's over.
All right, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Till we
Bye.
meet again. Bye.